All right. Looks a little different this week, huh? We are here. Welcome on Saturday to Shakedown News Live. It's nice to see you guys again. Looks a little different than my office, doesn't it? Because if you read the description of this week's broadcast, we are here live at Project Barley in Lomita. And I want to thank Brent and everybody here for having me come in or allowing me to come in and do this. They are closed right now, so just in case you're curious, I mean, we've all got our masks, although there's three of us here. They are open for pickup and carry out if you are in the South Bay and local. Actually, anywhere pretty much from Long Beach to Manhattan Beach, so you're not very far away. Right on PCH, come down and help support the guys and girl down here, and buy some beer for takeout. They're delicious. For the first time in a while, I'm drinking out of a pint glass, which is fantastic. Not that I have anything against their cans, because their cans have amazing art, but the beer in the glass is delicious. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. It's good to see you guys. We have a great day or a great show today. In fact, Jay and I were just talking. Jay Constable is my guest today, and he's going to be on here in a minute. But Jay and I were just talking, and I think we're going to extend it out a little today. Normally, we're an hour and 15 minutes. I think we're going to push it out a little farther so we get some more music from Jay, because it's such a unique opportunity to have a show or a live performance on the show here. So that being said, let's recap the week. The first thing I want to say is it has nothing to do with jam band music, but it is musical. This week, I got a chance to watch Hamilton, and I got to say, it was amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, the music is great, the production is fantastic, everything is great. So, if you haven't seen Hamilton yet, just do it. Just go, get Disney for a month, and it's like $7, and do it. The Grateful Dead just released their 50th anniversary of Working Man's Dead. It's a 3-album cut. Last week, I think I mentioned they released the Angels Share cut, which is all the outtakes from the studio. And then this week they announced the release of the new album. So fantastic 50th anniversary. It's one of my favorites. It's a little different. It's a little different than the rest of their stuff. It's got that more country vibe to it, which I'm a big fan of. Quick shout out. I want to thank my friend Jeremy Buck, musician in the South Bay, longtime friend, and I think I talked about him a couple weeks ago when we were going through all the riots and stuff. He put out a acoustic version of his song "More Love" with Mosey, and yesterday in the mail. Here, I'm gonna step up so you guys can see better. I got the sweet "More Love" T-shirt, and it's fantastic. And there's a link on the Shakedown News website where you can click it and donate. If you buy a T-shirt, a "More Love" T-shirt, donations go to one of the causes, the Black Lives Matter cause. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but if you want to give and get a cool T-shirt at the same time, there you go. And all we need is more love, right, Jay? And without further ado, because God, he's standing right here just waiting patiently. Jay Constable, my brother from another mother. Jay's here. If you don't know Jay, Jay is a member of Barley. I'm going to move my mic over here because I don't like leaning. Jay's a member of Barley.
As long as you stay 6 feet away from me.
I think we're pretty close. Jay's a member of the band Barley with Brent, who is one of the owners of Project Barley. But in addition to that, Jay is also has a pretty great catalog of original music that
some of which I sing with Barley.
Some of which, yeah, there are a couple songs that have worked their way into the catalog. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I've known Jay for a long time. We go way back. Although we're both we went to high school 5 miles apart.
Right. And about 10 years
At
apart.
about 10 years apart. But we didn't meet till we got out here in California. But I remember the first time I saw you play at the Lighthouse.
Yeah, it was it a Hoosier Mosa
I think
thing?
it was a Hoosier Mosa thing, which Jeremy was part of that.
Yep.
I think he started that.
Yep.
And you played a solo acoustic set and walked off stage, and I was just like, who is this guy? Because he's got like this voice like butter. So how's it going, Jay?
It's going really well, man.
You know,
Thanks for having me on
you
your
got a-
little show here.
Oh, my pleasure. Hopefully people are tuning in. I can tell people tuned in because there's little numbers popping up.
Who are they? Tell me who's tuned in.
I don't know. Let me look.
Okay.
I don't know. Doesn't say. And there's no comments. So, but we're here at Project Barley. And before we go farther, you will see on your screen on the right-hand side a PayPal and a Venmo QR code. If you donate today, these guys got shut down again. And they're not a bar. They're not a restaurant. They're a brewery. And they need your help. They're trying to stay alive. So any donations we're going to share with the brewery. So please be generous and donate to the cause to help keep this great brewery going. It'll all come to me, and then I will disperse appropriately. No, it's true. I will. Yeah.
Here we go. Josh says, yeah, right. Billy, you liar.
No, I will.
No, he even told me, and he crossed his heart and hoped to die. So he will.
I've stalled long enough, and before we go any farther, somebody wants to pop in and say hi.
Who?
Hi, Nate.
Hey guys,
Hey!
what
How's
you
it
doing?
going?
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you doing? Looks
Things in
like
Oregon.
everything's fine here in Oregon. It's actually pretty hot, believe it or not. It's like 90 degrees today. Hey, does it look like I'm taking up half the screen and it's just the Project Barley gate
Yeah, I'm having
on
a
the other
hard
half?
time getting your audio in.
Oh, really?
Because we're going through the mixer here.
Oh, I see.
So people out in the world of the internet can hear you, but I can't hear you very well.
Oh, okay. If I knew sign language, I would do that.
Yeah, do you know sign language? Oh, see, now he's all froze up.
I think we lost him. Sorry, Nate. It was a good idea when we talked about it in the car, but clearly I'm still technically ignorant. I'm still trying to figure this out. But Nate will be Nate and Craig. Actually, we talked about it. I think I'm gonna have them both on the show.
Oh, cool.
In a couple weeks. They're doing a August 1st Jerry Day live concert from a undisclosed location in Orange County. So anyway,
Very good.
thanks for popping in, Nate. It's good seeing your face. I wish I could figure out the audio, but we'll catch up with you later.
Good to see you, buddy.
So Jay, what have you been up to other than waiting for the pandemic to end?
Right? Yeah. No, it's been pretty. Well, I've got a 1.5-year-old child now.
Yeah, I can't believe.
So I know. So that's wild. But instead of like I feel like a lot of people are, with the pandemic and not being able to go out and do anything, or they're like, oh, we're baking bread and we're, learning new skills and yada, yada, yada.
Right.
It's just as busy as for me and my wife, Stacy, as it was before, because we're raising this child and it takes a lot of work. So it's not, it hasn't been a relaxing pandemic for us, but we wouldn't have it any other way. It's been great.
And she's still working.
Yeah. We're both lucky enough to still be working.
You're both still working.
But we're both working from home now.
Oh, how's that work for her? I mean, Not
Well,
not to deviate, but just
Right. Well, she works from home. She works in the hospital at the hospital down in Long Beach, and she works from home 3 days a week and goes in and sees patients 2 days a week. So
she's doing the necessary things that need to happen during a pandemic, is working in the medical profession. Yeah,
exactly.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, if anybody should be classified as what do they say, a necessary worker, it's definitely her.
Yeah. I discovered really quickly how unnecessary I was.
Right.
So let's dive. Like, you started this journey in the musical business or the musical world about, we're not going to say years, but back at IU, or even
before that, in high school.
Yeah. And then you kind of honed down in IU. You wrote a lot of music when you were at IU.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the catalog. It's vast.
Yeah, I was writing a lot back then, and a lot of those songs have sort of survived to this day, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, a couple of them are in the new album.
Yeah,
the new Barley album, right?
Not the one that's coming out now. Those are all new. I think it's been a while since we recorded it, but a couple of them on the album before, on Waking Up Again, I wrote back then. Maggie Cassidy and Sundown Blues,
right?
Songs like that. But,
yeah, I know. Yeah. I think Maggie is still probably one of it's a fan favorite, right?
Yeah, that's my mom's favorite.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
she loves it. Yeah.
I know so many people who, like, when they think of your original tunes, that's the first one that pops into their head.
I think that if I ever own a boat, I'm gonna have to name it
Maggie.
The Maggie Cassidy.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't you play it?
Oh, okay. We can do that.
And then we'll talk about the song, because
okay.
I know there's got to be a story behind it.
Well, I mean, kind of, sort of. We'll get into it.
All right.
Once knew a girl, and her name was Maggie Cassidy. When she wept, I was always by her side. And I once loved a girl, and her name was Maggie Cassidy. Her eyes were brilliant green, and her face so true and kind. I first met Maggie in the town of Black Mountain. She was sitting on the curb, and she was singing in the rain. I first met Maggie when I was much younger, and I don't even know if she felt the same. Oh, Maggie, oh, Maggie Cassidy, won't you come along and sing your song to me? Oh, Maggie, oh, Maggie Cassidy, I'll wait for you forever down by the sea. Well, she had a pretty face, but that wasn't what I loved about her. I loved how she sang in perfect harmony, and she had flowing hair, and when she went to turn her head, I couldn't help but watch. It was beautiful to see. Oh, Maggie, oh, Maggie Cassidy, won't you come along and sing your song to me? Oh, Maggie, oh, Maggie Cassidy, I'll wait for you forever down by the sea. Well, she always talked about her mom back home in the plains, and how she always wanted baby to go back home again. So one day she lit out on that long road heading west, and I don't even know if I'll ever see my Maggie again. Oh, Maggie, oh, Maggie Cassidy, won't you come along and sing your song to me. Oh, Maggie, oh, Maggie Cassidy, I'll wait for you forever down by the sea. Yes, I'll wait for you forever down by the sea.
Woo! All right. It's a weird.
There you go.
It's weird playing to an empty house, right?
I've done it before. It's not my first time.
At IU.
We played a show one time here in Hermosa, or up there in Hermosa, in the very early days of Barley, at what is now the Standing Room, but it used to be called the Shore. Do you remember that?
I do.
They booked us for a show on a Tuesday night for some reason, and it was like a 2-hour set, and we played to the wait staff and the bartenders. Quite literally, there wasn't a soul in the place except the people that worked there.
Wow.
It was terrible. Yeah, but there was literally zero people.
But you played the show.
We played the show anyway. We got paid and out of there.
There you go. That fantastic.
Look at him. He's already checking his watch.
No, Brent texted me to find out if we're good. So I'm gonna give him the thumbs up. Brent can't be here. He lost his dog.
Yeah, they had to put Brody down today.
I know that's
He's
sad.
the Barley mascot, man.
I know that. It seems like he's been with us forever.
He's been with Brent for as long as I've known Brent,
Yeah,
and
me
that's
too.
been 12 years.
Yeah. So say farewell,
It's a sad
farewell,
day.
Brody.
Yep, farewell, Brody.
He might join us a little later, but for now he's
not Brody.
No, Brad.
There's
Thanks.
a picture of Brody on the back of our first album,
Which is called.
which was All Your Stories.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the back cover is a picture.
That's
of
the
Brody.
one where you guys are all walking down the pier.
Yeah, that one.
They can't see that.
I know it's over there hanging on the wall, but the back of it, there's a picture of Brody, and so
There you go.
we're gonna miss you, little buddy. He was a good pup.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, great dog.
Yep.
Great. And there's a song called Brody Song. So
There he is. Yeah, Jason.
it's
wrote
on that
it.
album.
Jason wrote it. It's on the same album. Yeah, on All Your Stories.
So Maggie Cassidy, is there a story behind that? Because it's such a you write like Dylan writes. So you tell stories.
I try to. Yeah. There's not really a particular story. There's no true story behind that one. But I got the title from a Jack Kerouac book that I own, but never read. Still to this day, I've never read it. But I wrote that song back in college.
It's not on the road, is it?
No, it's not on the road. It's called Maggie Cassidy.
Oh, all right.
The book itself is called Maggie Cassidy, and I went through a like like a beat period. When I was
Sure.
reading a bunch of beat stuff. One of those being On the Road, but I figured I would get a whole bunch of Kerouac books and read them all. On the Road was one, and Maggie Cassidy is one. What's the other? Dharma Bums. But I never did get to Maggie Cassidy, the book, but I really liked the name. So I wrote a song around that name.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's all it is. There's no real person named Maggie,
No,
but it's a Jack Kerouac book. Yeah.
All right.
And there's only been one time I wrote that song 20-something years ago. There's only been one time that somebody in an audience has gone, "That's a Jack Kerouac book." Once. And it happened at the Lighthouse maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
That's a great story.
And I was like, "Oh, this guy knows, man.
Yeah,
This guy knows."
he knows if you read Kerouac,
Right.
Yeah, you got that. That's
Uh-huh.
awesome. I don't think I own any Kerouac books.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I've got several.
I never bought On the Road. Like a lot of folks in the generation before mine and mine, they all kind of jumped on that train.
Do you know who owns the original manuscript of On the Road?
No, I don't.
One Jim Irsay,
Okay.
owner
Oh,
of the
really?
Indianapolis Colts.
That guy's bought so many interesting
Yeah.
pieces of memorabilia.
Yeah.
He owns one of Jerry's guitars.
I
too.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I don't remember which one, but he owns one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know that On the Road was written on a scroll. He didn't go page by page by
Oh,
page.
it was a ream
a
of paper.
giant scroll of paper that he
Or a
just
roll
typed
of
it out.
paper. Huh.
Stream of consciousness.
Wow, I did not
Jim
know that.
Irsay owns the scroll.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you all learned something today. Did you think you're going to learn something from this guy?
Nope.
Nobody ever thinks that. Never. Well, you learned something today. How about that?
What flavor beer are you drinking?
I'm drinking the M's Day.
Oh, see, I haven't had that. I would ask to have a sip of yours, but
No, we don't do
It's
that.
the days of the-
I'll buy you one when you're
Okay.
playing your next song.
Cool.
And you can try it.
sounds good.
Again, we're here at Project Barley in Lomita, California, which is just kind of between San Pedro and Redondo Beach. It's on PCH. If you're anywhere near here, you can't come down and watch the show, but you can come down and buy beer.
So you can watch the show for about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
As
while
you're
you're waiting
in,
for your beer.
You wait for your beer, and then you got to leave. But
There you go. And so if you're anywhere nearby, don't rush down here because we don't want. They're not open, but they are open for takeout. So you can come in the back door and buy some beers to go, and you can scan those QR codes to support the brewery today because we're raising money to help these guys keep alive.
yeah,
Because it's been rough. I mean, we're not joking. People honestly didn't behave themselves, and
Yeah.
and things got shut down again. And all I can say is it stinks to be in California, but we could be in Florida. It's worse in Florida.
True.
I feel for them. So again, we're masked up. We got Jay and I are 6 feet apart. We're behaving
we are
ourselves,
socially distant,
and you should too.
which is how I prefer to be close to Bill.
Yeah, always
Socially distant from him.
socially distant. That's funny. We'll do another song.
Yeah, what do you want to hear?
Before we spiral off into the abyss.
You knew that this is what it would
I
potentially
knew
happen,
exactly what this was going to be. and it's funny. Every time Jay and I hang out, there is usually beer involved. And there's often just very animated conversation that spirals off in a weird direction. So thank you all for tuning in. What are you going to play?
I don't know. What do you want to hear?
Don't ask me. You have so if I threw out something, it would be something that you probably haven't played in a long time, like New Orleans.
Oh God, I wouldn't even know the words.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I wrote that song while waiting for a Big Ten special at IU. You
ah,
remember the Big Ten special?
I do.
It was from Pizza Express. It was a large pizza.
See, I
and
went to
10
Ball
bread sticks.
States, but I do remember that because I visited down there for
Yeah.
a while. But
Yeah.
you wrote that song while you're waiting for a
A
pizza.
Big Ten special, yeah, at 2:00 in the morning. My freshman year in college.
Excellent.
But I don't remember the words.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, you already played Maggie Cassidy, and I just can't think off the top of my head. Just pull one out. I mean, I don't care.
All right.
I'll leave it up to you,
All
man.
right. I feel this microphone being heavy and ready to tip over. So it might happen during this song, and I can't for some reason.
I'll keep an eye on it,
All right.
and I'll also get you an M's Day while we're.
Cool. Thank you. If you don't mind me saying, babe, I think it's time I must be going. There's a train leaving nightly, and I think I hear that old whistle blowing. We've been laying here all day, wasting the hours away, and I don't really want to go, because it feels alright. Yes, it feels alright, and it feels alright to me. We've been laying here all day, wasting the hours away, 'cause it feels alright to me. Well, I pulled up a stool, bartender, will you pour another strong one? You better make it a double, 'cause I do believe I'm in this for the long run. I buy another round, and I drink it quickly down, and I don't really want to go, because it feels alright. Yes, it feels alright, and it feels alright to me. I'd buy another round and I'd drink it quickly down, 'cause it feels alright to me. But there's something about you different, I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in the color of your hair. On a warm winter's night, oh, we greet the morning light, and the sun off your face so fair. If you don't mind me saying, babe, this time around I think I'm staying. I'd rather lay right here, listen to that old music playing. We can lay here all day, we can waste the hours away, and you know, we don't really have to go. Because it feels alright, yes it feels alright, and it feels alright to me. We can lay here all day, we can waste the hours away, it feels alright to me.
What's the name of
There
that?
you go. That one's called Abner.
Abner.
Yeah, it's for some reason, and it's off of. I wrote that one here a few years ago, and we Barley recorded that one for a record. I think it was also on Waking Up Again. So you can get that song on the iTunes if you want it. Go to Barley.
Barley on the iTunes.
Barley on the iTunes.
Barley. Not to venture too far from your solo stuff, but you have 2 albums out. You have Waking Up Again.
No, we
You
have
have 3?
three. It's or wait, maybe 4. Hang on. Let me. Ja laughs at me. We have Waking Up Again. No, we have All Your Stories, Waking Up Again, Burning Daylight, which we recorded by ourselves at home, and it took like 6 years to do. We finally finished that a few years ago, and then we're the one that we're working on right now. That's going to be called Pacificana. So there's going to be 4. It's almost done.
And they're all on iTunes.
They're all on iTunes except for the one that's not done yet.
Yeah, well, that's yeah.
I was up in Ventura a couple weeks ago putting the finishing touches on my parts for that album. So I am officially done with it.
You did that at TV Tray.
We're doing the overdubs at TV Tray.
Right.
The record itself was recorded at a studio in Ojai, and I can't for the life of me remember what the name of it. But it was 2 years ago.
All right. You started it 2 years
That
ago.
we started it, yeah.
It's amazing how long it takes to make an album, huh?
Yeah, it sure is.
Well,
man.
especially because Barley is a 8-piece band.
8-piece, yeah.
And getting 8 people together, it's like herding
Well,
cats.
it was really cool when we first started recording it. Is we took a long weekend. All of us that have day jobs took days off, and we did a long weekend, and we were camping out at John Baffa's house, who lives in Ventura.
Who owns TV Tray?
Who owns TV Tray?
Yeah.
That's where we're doing our overdubs. But he was the engineer on the record. So we were staying at his house in the backyard in this motorhome that he had parked in the back, and then commuting into
All 8 of you.
all 8 of us. Yeah. Well, Brent had his van.
All right.
So he and Carver stayed in the van, and then me, Saxy, Chris, Russ, Nate. No, Saxy. Wait, did Saxy stay with? Anyway, the rest of us were in this motorhome.
Yeah, you're all in the motorhome.
And we had some fun up there. We spent like 4 days just
That's the way you got to do
tracking like crazy during the day.
it. Yeah.
And then, going home back to Baffa's place
Going back and drinking.
and drinking all night. Yeah.
That sounds like a plan.
It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Abner. That's a great song. I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. I remember when you wrote it.
Yeah.
I remember the story behind it, although we won't talk about that.
Why not?
Oh, we talk about it.
I was dating this girl. I wouldn't even call it dating. It was very brief, like a matter of maybe weeks.
Pinky?
And halfway through, she dyed her hair pink. She was blonde and she dyed her hair pink.
I remember.
And that was where in that bridge part, I can see it in the color of your hair. That's when I should have known it probably wasn't.
When she
gonna
dyed
last.
her hair pink.
Yeah.
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 It's still a great song.
Thank you.
Odd.
Yeah, but I don't remember where the name Abner came from.
Yeah, I can't say I remember that either. I'm not sure there is a story behind that. I think you just pulled it out of the air.
Well, because it was either the obvious song title for that song would be "Feels All Right," but it's like that's kind of dumb,
Yeah.
or it's been done before. So,
Right.
yeah. So I didn't want to go that route.
No need
So
to
I
go
just
with the obvious.
So I just made up something and called it Abner, and it's stupid and nobody understands it, but it's fine.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of songs that have a song title that don't match anything. In
Oh
the
yeah,
lyrics.
plenty. But a stupid name from a
From the
gentleman's
comic book?
name from the 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
Abner
Yeah. Abner Doubleday.
did not invent baseball.
No, I know that.
A lot of people think he did, but he didn't.
Oh yes. Not
Where's the beer that you bought me?
It's right there.
Oh. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Again, we're here at Project Barley in Lomita. They're closed right now because they got shut down by the shutdown because we're
By
in
the
middle
pandemic.
of the pandemic. Yeah, and they shut down all bars, restaurants for indoor anything. Although we were talking about not you and I, we the people here,
The royal we.
the royal we, no, the staff here. We're talking about how a brewery is really not a bar because people go to a brewery and they hang out for a little while and then they move on to another brewery or they
Right.
It's not like a place where you go and just camp out and get wasted.
Unless
Like-
you
like a-
really
like
put
a
in
bar.
the effort.
Yeah. You really put in the effort and know the owner.
Right.
But it's kind of it's kind of sucks that they got lumped in with that because
It's a different ballgame.
it's very much a different ballgame. But they are open for takeout, so you can come down and buy one of their delicious beers to go. And
I will
take it
be
home
taking
and
several
enjoy that.
beers home today. I will
Yeah.
be buying several for myself and several for my wife,
Oh, I will likely.
and walking out of here with 2 giant sacks of beer.
There you go. I didn't think I would like it, but I had a 4-pack of the fruit tart.
Oh, that's Stacy's
it's
favorite.
Freaking delicious.
Yeah, she loves
It's
it.
got a little like citrusy bite to it. I'm not a sour guy.
Well,
When did this turn into beer talk? But I'm not a sour guy, but I really, really like
you're
it.
pretty. You can be sour, especially if you.
I can. I've
little
been
drunk.
there. Yeah, I can be, but I try not to be. I try not to be. But anyway, these guys, it's been rough for them. So we had talked about this two weeks ago when Nate and Craig played here before they shut them down.
Yeah.
And our intention was to have an audience here for this show, and then they shut it down. And I called you and said, "Let's still do it."
And I said, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. Because A, an excuse to get out of my office on a Saturday afternoon, and B, a chance to hang out with my buddy Jay and hear some great music.
Yeah.
And I like it. So, can you hear anything from way back in the day that like you really like? It's still part of the cycle. Like because you've been playing solo before the pandemic. You were going out once or twice a week and playing at
we were
local joints.
doing. That's how I met Jason Carver. In fact,
I'm not talking about 10 years ago. I'm talking about recently.
Oh, okay.
You were going out and doing solo shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do solo shows as much as I can. Well, I was doing solo
Then.
shows as much in the before times. I was doing as many solo shows as I could, but I'm honestly though, Bill, and it's sad to say, is that a lot of the solo stuff I do that I wrote is the same stuff that I do with Barley, and I've forgotten a lot of that stuff, or I haven't thought about it in so long that I wouldn't know the words.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer because a lot of those songs are really, really good, I think. And but it's sort of like a recency bias thing. Like I start playing these songs with Barley, so it's like Maggie Cassidy and Up North and Abner and Sundown Blues, like all of those
The
songs
ones that are in
that-
heavy rotation.
exactly with Barley that I'm playing
Yeah.
in the before times every week.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that have stuck with me,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. And maybe that is the will be the impetus for me to go back and revisit them, because I still have them. It'd be a matter of relearning how to play them and memorizing the words.
I think I think in my iPod or somewhere in my collection, I still have some of the early cuts. I think I have like 3 discs of like college cuts of of the early stuff.
Yeah,
and there's some great stuff that you should revisit on there.
I agree. And thank you.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah, I recorded 3 albums in college, just solo acoustic. I went to, what was the name of the studio? Doggone it. Middle of nowhere.
In Muncie or
Bloomington.
in Bloomington?
Middle of nowhere, Bloomington. I can't for the life of me remember the name of the studio. But I met John Mellencamp once.
Well, because
he was doing, those radio spots that you used to hear. My name's or this is John Mellencamp, and you're listening to 92.3. Those.
Yeah.
He was recording a series of those.
Oh, all right.
And he needed my engineer for something.
So he came in.
He popped his head in, called out for my engineer, and I was listening to the playback of my album, and I was like, whoa. That was John Mellencamp.
Did he at least say, "Hey, that sounds good"?
No, he didn't. No.
He didn't. Yeah. Mo Z, who Mo was his keyboard player.
I know
the guy who's the other half on the More Love track with Jeremy.
Yeah, Mo Z. I know Mo Z for a long time. I go back with him to the Bloomington days, playing with Rich Hardesty.
Oh, right.
He played with Rich back then.
Yeah.
It was very strange to share a stage with Rich Hardesty and Mo Z at Kilroy Sports Bar in Bloomington, and then go home to Indianapolis, and the New Year's John Mellencamp had a New Year's concert at Conseco Fieldhouse.
All right.
And Mo Z was down there playing with Mellencamp, and I was like, I just played with that guy like a year ago.
Right.
It was a very strange, but also it was very, very cool.
Mo's great, and he recorded with Tupac, or he produced or wrote tracks for Tupac back in the day, and that guy has a very storied career. If you don't know Mo Z, and I'm guessing some of you will, but most of you don't deviate too far from the jam world. Those who are watching, but if you get into the hip hop world, Mo Z MD. Yeah, he's
cool.
His name is peppered all over the storied history of R&B and hip hop from the Tupac days forward.
Yep.
And he used to be John Mellencamp's keyboard player.
Wild.
Now, something we talked about last time we were chatting was Bob Dylan just came out with a new album.
He did.
I still haven't listened to it.
God, Bill.
I know you told me to listen to it.
I swear,
I've had so much going on.
I give you homework all the time, and you refuse to do it.
It feels like college. And
Bill, it's so good.
I know
it's so good.
What tell them, because nobody can talk Dylan better than this guy.
Well,
he knows Dylan more than
that.
He knows way more about Dylan and what Dylan's doing than I think Dylan knows what Dylan's doing.
Dylan probably doesn't know too much about.
Yeah, you're probably right.
No, I don't know if any of that's true, but the fact of the matter is, he released his first album this year in the last 8 years. So the last new album of new material that he came out with is in 2012, which was Tempest. It was very, very good. And in the meantime, he's been releasing these albums of Sinatra covers and American songbook covers, which is fine. Like everybody's done it, like Rod Stewart and Paul McCartney. Like everybody's done it.
It's not Dylan.
But of course, Bob Dylan, like all the rest of them, made him sound pretty.
Yeah.
Dylan made him sound like Dylan, which like is fine, but like I don't want to listen to a Frank Sinatra song like Bob Dylan.
Valley.
Yeah, like it's like they're not very good. So I sort of tuned out. I still bought all the albums on the days they came out and gave them a listen, and I didn't like them.
Yeah.
And never revisited them again. But anyway, so this new album that came out like a month ago, I was very, very excited for it. New material, awesome. How's he sound? How's he writing these days? Yada yada yada.
And
well, awesome on both fronts, as it turns out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I told you last time we talked, it's an album that sort of defies genre in a lot of ways. Like, it's not a rock and roll album, it's not a folk album, it's not a blues album. It's a very weird album, I think.
It's not like it's nothing like any of his other.
No. I
it's-
mean, I
you
guess
can't-
it's
you
kind of
can't-
like Tempest, his last
Okay,
album of original material, but like more so.
but not. It's nothing like the stuff from the 70s.
No, God, no.
60s. Or,
If anybody's listened to, I'd say, any of his new albums from Time Out of Mind in 1997 on,
Mhm.
it's in that vein.
Okay.
But there's a song on there that's 17 minutes long about the murder of John F. Kennedy.
Ooh.
17 minutes, the last song on the album. It's called Murder Most Foul. And man, it'll knock you out. And the first time I heard it, he released it as as like, I guess, a single. The first single off the album was this 17-minute song, Murder Most Foul, about the murder of John F. Kennedy. And I listened to it, and I listened to maybe the first 6 minutes. I was like, this is terrible. I don't like it. And then when the album came out, it's the last song on the record, so I listened to the entire record all the way through, and then that song at the end of the album. And that time I made it all the way through, and when you listen to that tune in the context of the rest of the record, it makes sense, and it's an incredible song. He starts out talking, he walks you through sort of the murder of John F. Kennedy in 1963, and he gives you the story from the viewpoint of Kennedy, from the viewpoint of Oswald, from the viewpoint of somebody standing on the grassy knoll. And then he moves into, like, he pretends that he's calling into a radio show, the old Wolfman Jack, he was a DJ, the old...
I've seen American Graffiti.
Yeah. So anyway, he pretends that he's calling in and requesting songs, and he says, play this song for this person, this song for this person. And this goes on for maybe 6 or 7 minutes, and I mean, it'll knock your socks off. Like,
wow.
It's an incredible song.
Murder Most Foul.
It's called Murder Most Foul.
Do you know the name of the new album? Do you remember?
It's called Rough and Rowdy Ways.
Rough and Rowdy Ways.
Yeah,
Bob,
it's really, really good, top to bottom, a very, very good album.
Bob Dylan's new album. Check it out. Go download it or whatever. That's been your thing. Like, if you're not playing your stuff, you're doing Dylan.
Yeah.
So how about a Dylan song?
We can do a Dylan tune,
Good,
yeah.
Yeah, Girl from the North Country or something.
We can do North
I
Country.
mean, you play, but before we jump in, you play Dylan Fest every year,
Yeah.
which is locally here in
It's in, these days, it's in Torrance.
Torrance.
Mhm.
Who puts that on?
My friends Andy and Renee and Hard Rain. That's Andy.
They
Hill
did a
and Renee
streaming
Safe
version
here.
this year.
This year it was streaming, and I did. What song did I do this year? Sooner or later, one of us must know, off of Blonde on Blonde. Maybe we'll
That's
do
a
that.
deep cut.
Super deep, and it took me a long time to.
Well, you don't have to do Girl from North Country. That was just what that popped
That's a
into my
lie.
head.
That's a lie. That's how I thought you got to Dylan Fest, because "Girl from the North Country" is the first song I ever did at Dylan Fest.
Oh no! I'm stream of consciousness, man. This shit just comes to my
you
head.
and Jack Kerouac, man.
Yeah, this shit just pops into my head. So, all right.
But yeah, I've been doing
Dylan.
the Dylan Fest show. Basically, what it is, for those who don't know, is they block off 8 hours on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and they have close to 60 performers come up throughout the day doing their versions of Dylan tunes all day long. And sometimes you do one song, sometimes you do two songs, sometimes I do it by myself, sometimes I have Nate with me, sometimes I've done it with Barley. But it's incredible.
Yeah.
Just all day long, all these fantastic musicians up there doing just, Bob songs. And of course, I'm in heaven.
Yeah.
Like, I could listen to you play Bob Dylan all day long.
I
That'd
used
still be
to.
fine.
I didn't do a lot of songs about Dylan, but I won't ask you to do Tangled because
I can do that one too,
I know
man.
I know you can, but that's a song that I did freaking 3 times a week for like 5 years, and I'm tired of. I still play it every now and then. It's kind of my go-to when I can't think of anything else to play. But let's hear some more Jay.
Okay, let's do "Girl from the North Country." If you're traveling in the North Country Fair, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline, remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. If you go in the snowflake storm, where the rivers freeze and summer ends, please see for me she's wearing a coat so warm to keep her from the howling wind. Please see for me that her hair's hanging long, and it rolls and flows all down her breast. Please see for me she's wearing a coat so warm, for that's the way I remember her best. I don't even know if she'll remember me at all. Many's the time I've often prayed in the darkness of my night, in the brightness of my day. So if you're traveling in the North Country Fair, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline, remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine.
Yeah. Clap, clap, clap.
Thank you,
clap.
thank you, thank you.
I love that song.
That's a good one. That's off Freewheelin', if I do believe so. If I think 1963.
Yeah. It's one of those that it's not the number, like when you say play a Dylan tune, people don't normally pull out, say, do North Country.
Right. Yeah, that's
They
a little
say-
strange one, but it's so pretty.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so pretty, and that's what drew me to it, years ago.
Well,
It's a gorgeous, gorgeous tune, and I don't play it like Bob. He plays it really intricately and very strange. I'm not good enough to play it the way he plays it, so I sort of made up my own little way,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it conveys sort of that feeling
Sure.
in a
Yeah.
lot of ways.
You definitely, but your style, your personal style, is very, very similar to Dylan's.
I've ripped him off good, haven't I?
You're a. Yeah. Sorry, Bob. I'm just gonna take that. Lots of people have.
That's
but-
true. That's true.
But
I'm not the only
but
one.
it's not just Dylan. It's like it's the Dylans and the Arlo Guthries and the Woody Guthries, the storytellers.
Yeah.
You know, that vein of songwriters who Hunter was like that. Robert Hunter did. He was very much, I like a song that tells you a story.
Yeah.
It also it makes it helps you remember the lyrics.
That's right.
Because if you
it's
know
chronological,
'cause
man.
if
You can
know
walk
the
your way
story,
through it. Yeah.
You can remember the freaking lyrics. But it implants it in your brain because it's like a tale. You've been told, it's that tradition of handing down stories, whether they're true or not. And I'm betting Dylan's are mostly bullshit. Like,
Yeah. Well, there was that song, and there was Boots of Spanish Leather off of the same album, I think, that were about his girlfriend at the time.
okay. But like Visions.
Sue's. Yeah, I think that this, Boots of Spanish Leather. I think it was she had gone on an overseas trip, and he missed her.
Oh,
So
right.
he wrote. He stole the tune from an old, Scottish folk song or something like that. I
Yeah.
can't remember the one off the top of my head, and he, and he wrote this song to Suze Bertolo. Who,
All right.
but anyway, that's sort of the folk tradition, is to rip off something
Right.
that came before you.
Yeah.
Bob was the best at it, man.
Oh,
The
yeah.
best. Blowing in the Wind was he ripped the melody off somebody else for that tune too.
Is it theft or is it?
Well, that's the thing. That's the folk tradition, man.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
folk tradition, is, you use what's been handed down to you to
Right.
hand down to the next people. There's a song off of our new album called Dirty Whiskey.
I love that song.
I wrote it.
I've heard it.
Thank you. I wrote that one, and the melody is Rollin' and Tumblin'. It's the blues song Rollin' and Tumblin'.
Oh,
that
yeah?
Muddy Waters wrote.
Can you do that justice as just a solo acoustic?
No, I doubt
No,
it. I
yeah.
doubt it. But
I didn't.
that riff. Just that riff.
Right.
That's Rollin' and
Rolling and
Tumblin'.
Tumbling. I thought that song sounded a little Rolling Stonesy.
Well, the name Rollin' is in the tune. So
Well, I know, but just the general
Maybe,
vibe of the
maybe,
song
yeah,
is
yeah.
very had a
Maybe.
Stonesy vibe.
there's a funny story behind that. Do you want to hear it? Behind the tune?
I think they want to hear it.
But anyway, that just what I'm saying, the whole folk tradition. I catch a lot of flack from especially Russ in our band. He's like, but that song is Rollin' and Tumblin'. And I'm like, I know, like that's the point.
But the whole song
I
is
took
Rolling.
no the lyrics are completely different, but the melody is Rollin' and
Yeah,
Tumblin'.
yeah.
And he says that's Rollin' and Tumblin'. I'm like, I know, that's the folk tradition. Like, it's what we do. It's what we do. I
Yes.
took it and I changed it.
We pass it along.
Right. Now, if the people from whoever wrote it, Muddy Waters' camp, want to come talk to me about it, let them. That's fine. Come on. But anyway, the story behind that tune is Jason Carver, who we all know from Barley, he wanted one more song from me to fill out this new album that we're working on right now. And I haven't been writing a lot of songs recently. So I'm like,
Raising a child.
what am I going to do? Well, even before that. But what am I going to do? He needs another song. I need to come up with it quick. I was like, I'll do a blues tune. That should be easy, because in a blues tune, you need the two lines and then the one. The two lines that are exactly the same, and then the third line, at least in a 12-bar blues, two lines that are same, and then the third line that rhymes. Because that cuts down on your work by a third. You only have to write two lines instead of three.
There's a formula.
There's a formula. It's like I can probably write a blues song, and I had trouble with it. And then one night we played a show at Standing Room, and those go till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I came home, got all my gear inside, and I sat down on the chair, just drunk. I was drunk. And I was like, I should write this song right now. Right now. And I usually write out my songs in a little notebook. I write, out in longhand with pen and paper. This one, I got out my phone. I opened up the notes app and I just pounded it out. And it took 10 minutes, and I sent it to Carver.
Wow.
And he's like, okay, great. And then I put music to it. And like I told you, I ripped off Rollin' and Tumblin', put it to Rollin' and Tumblin', and then we got a song.
Wow. It's sometimes it's just that easy at 2 o'clock in the morning to drop their phone.
Yeah, I woke up the next morning. Oh, right, I wrote a song last night.
That was great.
Didn't
And you did tweak it at all a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, we tweaked it in rehearsal a little bit.
Yeah.
There are some things that make it different from the original Rollin' and Tumblin', My Muddy Waters. And I owe that all to Carver, because when I write songs, I take them to the guys and say, here's the song, it's done. Jason Carver is like, well, what if we do this? What if we do this? What if we do this? And he's usually right. And in this particular case, he was very right. He made I don't want to get too technical, but he gave it a little bit of room to breathe. He gave it a space to put a couple solos. Whereas I wrote it, it was very blues, beginning to end, the same thing. And then he gave it a couple breaks, I guess. If that makes any sense. No. I had the riff, but it's like it goes. I don't know. It's too hard to. It's too hard to explain. I won't explain it.
No, that's okay.
But anyway, But anyway, he improved the song in rehearsal. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's a collaborative effort, songwriting. I mean, without Garcia, Hunter's lyrics wouldn't have found life, and without Hunter, Garcia wouldn't have the melody. So
Yeah.
Or any other duo, But
Lennon and McCartney.
there you go. Elton John and Bernie Taupin.
Yeah.
We could keep this going for probably.
Rodgers and Hammerstein, man.
Have you seen Hamilton yet?
No, I was just talking to Ja about it. We were going to watch it the other night, and it's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And this was on
and they give you a 60-second intermission.
Really?
Yeah. 1 minute.
Right.
No, but if you're watching it, you just pause.
That's
then you can have a 20-minute intermission.
This isn't the 90s.
You're not at the theater; it's on your television. Come on, people.
But anyway, man, we saw that it was 2 hours and 40 minutes, and this was like Tuesday night. We both had to work, and we were like, no. Like we were gung ho. We're gonna watch Hamilton.
Yeah.
And then we saw how long it was. Nope. We'll get to it eventually, but not on a Tuesday.
I'm a big fan of musical theater. Oh, great! I'll have an M's day. Jay.
I'll have a Cerveza Lomita.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Just
a reminder, Project Barley is closed.
Yeah,
you can come in.
These guys are picking up some to-go beers, and they wanted to buy us some beers while they're hanging out getting some to-go beers.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But Hamilton is definitely worth watching. I mean, like it kind of starts out a little odd, and as a fan of Broadway shows myself, it took me probably the good first 10 minutes to like really kind of figure out what was going on. And then once they started flowing, I was stuck for 2.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
God,
and I started it at like 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, son of a.
All right. Well, Stacy, if you're watching, maybe we should watch Hamilton.
You should. It's well worth it.
Yeah. Thank you, Ja.
Thank you, Ja.
Thank you, fellas.
Ja, everybody. It's definitely worth the watch. I mean, speaking of worth the watch, We're Wednesdays are back. I did not catch it this week. It was like last year's show. I saw it too late, but Bob Weir does Wednesday nights. Fish does Tuesday. Fish's Tuesday was an '89 show. I know you're not a big Fish fan.
No, Fish.
But
I won't say it.
But they
they
rebroadcast an '89, like their first show before their first album came out.
Wow, that's cool,
and it was weird camera, single camera, some dude playing with his filters.
Where were they playing?
They were playing in Massachusetts somewhere at some like basement. I can't remember the venue, but
wow,
but cool. it was just the band in its infancy, and it's cool that they have that. And it was cool that they shared it with everybody. I don't remember what Dead Company tonight is Folsom Field from last year. They're rebroadcasting last year's Folsom Field show. You were spilling the shit out.
I know. My microphone finally went. Did you see it? And so I'm fixing it.
Don't spill that beer. That's a delicious cerveza.
Cerveza Lomita, in fact.
And then tomorrow night you got Widespread Panic, and Monday you got Mo, and I'm loving the stream. But you haven't been probably tuning into many of them.
No.
But
I watch Nate's streams.
I watch Nate on Friday night.
Yeah,
as well.
I watch Nate's Friday night streams. I always ask him to play Neil Diamond,
and he never does.
No, he's done it once. He did it once.
I always ask him to do either a Womack tune,
yeah,
or the one from Big Lebowski. Just dropped in
to see what condition my condition
is. Yeah, the Kenny Rogers.
Kenny
song.
Rogers. Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, like last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't do that song.
No.
Nate does. Nate does it. The first time Nate did it was a long time ago. I remember seeing he just busted that out at a show one night, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Did he record that for a Nate LaPointe Band album, or am I just making that up?
No, I think you're making that up.
Okay.
Do you remember? Now we're gonna dive back into Jay Constable lore here.
Oh no!
Because I think this is one of the things that, speaking of Nate and Jay, because the three of us as a trio usually
Yeah.
cause problems for each other. And I'm going to share with you something that, if you were there, it was legendary. So I'm going to flash back many, many years when Jay and Nate played together with, I don't remember, it was Nate LaPointe Band, but you guys had a bet, and I don't remember what the bet was, but the loser of the bet had to play the show with a pink guitar.
We were doing the radio. You had a precursor
Yeah.
to this show.
My old show
Running out of Chris Mackey's studio in Culver
in
City.
Culver City, yeah.
And I don't remember, and you had me on as a guest, and you had Nate on as a guest at the same time. So we went up to the house in Culver City.
Because you were promoting your show in
I
Santa
was-
Monica the next.
That's
week,
right.
yeah.
That's right. We were playing at what's the name of that place?
The place is not there anymore.
It's the Santa Monica Bar and Grill.
That's it.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
Anywho, we were promoting that show, and he was playing with my band,
Lincoln Street. That was you and
me and Ron Calise, and Brian Megan, and Nate.
right.
It was just the four of us. Oh, the cops are after you.
Not me.
Did you hear that?
Woo.
Anyway, I don't remember what the bet was, but we had a bet. No. Whoa, are the cops here?
What is that?
Oh, that'd be so funny. Oh, I'd love it if the cops
Shut down
showed up.
that show. You're too boring.
Too boring. So no, the cops aren't here apparently.
No, they're out.
They're after you, bro. More talking. Listen.
So
Anywho, I don't remember
the
what
bet,
the bet was.
I don't remember what the bet was either, but you lost.
I lost, and so I had to wear. The bet was I had to wear all pink at the
Mhm.
show that we were promoting.
Yep.
And you had a buddy that worked at Guitar Center.
I did. David, I can't remember David's last name, but he was the general manager at the Guitar Center up by Hollywood or Culver City, somewhere in the
Yeah.
neighborhood. Yeah.
And you somehow procured a sweet Fender Telecaster,
58
58 Telly or something like that.
58 pink telly.
That was hot pink for free. Like you just
Yeah,
borrowed
he
it.
said, yeah, take this, borrow it. It was in there, like they were selling it.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, borrow it, just bring it back because it's like a $4,000 guitar. I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah. So I played this gig with this pink guitar that was badass. Like I would buy in a heartbeat if I had $4,000. But that guitar was sweet. One
Yeah,
of
it
the
was.
better guitars I've
Yeah.
ever played. But it was hot pink.
Yeah.
And I was wearing this.
It's like Pepto Pink.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. It was more muted.
And you had a pink cape.
I had a cape, like, yeah, the girl I was dating at the time, she had a bunch of pink stuff. So I was with this pink hat and this pink cape and this pink button. It was wild, man.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Things you do when you lose a bet.
Yep.
But you played the show, and I think there's photographic evidence somewhere.
Yeah. In fact, I think I sent it to Nate like within like
Yeah.
the last month. Just like, hey, do you remember,
Remember
this?
this? Yeah. That was a good time. That was but yeah, the shit you do on a bet when you're drunk and doing a radio show. We won't
Yeah.
make any of those bets today.
What do you? We could.
We could, but we're not gonna. Where are we? Oh, we're an hour in. It's time to drink.
Oh. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for having me on your internet show.
Thank you.
I'm having fun.
Thank you all for being here and enjoying our time together. Jay and I always have a great time together. It's always a pleasure to fucking hang out with you.
Can't believe it's already been an hour. It went by like
I know,
that.
right? And you know, we talked about maybe pushing it past an hour and 15 because we only have like 10 minutes left, and I feel like we still need to. There's so much more music we could play.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think, you know what I think we're going to do is to give Jay a chance to maybe hit the bathroom.
Thank you.
And us too. We're going to take a 5-minute break. Y'all hang out. Don't go nowhere. Like, y'all hit the
Don't
bathroom.
go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
That's the correct grammar.
Y'all don't go nowhere.
Don't go nowhere now.
There's my Indiana coming out. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and we'll be back. And Jay's going to play. We're gonna sit here and do this for another hour because why not, right? So hang out and stay tuned. I'm gonna leave the stream open. You can watch the picket fence for a little bit, and we'll be back. So don't go nowhere. All right, we're back. Little bathroom break and hit the bar. And thanks for sticking around, everybody. We're going to keep pressing on because normally this is where we wrap it up. But you know what? We're having too much fun. So Jay's going to get a beer. And then we're going to have him back up here to play some songs. But Nate just reminded me that he played that pink guitar. Well, there's photographic evidence that Nate played the pink guitar for one song. Yeah. So, so if you got any, if anybody out there knows the J catalog and has any requests, please type them into the comment section, and we'll try to get to it. It's a weird setup. I can't see the comment section from where I'm at. A, because I'm partially blind, and B, because it's a tiny screen. So Jay will be back up here in a minute, and we'll keep this fun afternoon in Lomita. Again, Project Barley. We're live from Project Barley Brewing Company in Lomita, California. If you are in the LA area, LA Long Beach area, and want a beer, a delicious, tasty beer. Jay's drinking the cerveza.
It's so good,
isn't it? I had a 4-pack of that. I enjoyed it.
Here's the thing about, you want to hear what my words on this brewery?
Yes. They don't tune in. I mean, I guess some of them tune in to listen to me, but most of them tune in and listen to the guests, which is you.
I've, like the whole craft brewery thing.
Yeah.
Over the last 10 years.
Sure.
I've just been sort of meh, like whatever, because the beers that they usually make are like, craft beers. They're super hoppy and super.
I'm not an IPA guy,
and I don't drink that stuff, so I'm like I just haven't been paying attention. And Brent, of course, my bandmate and brother-in-law has been talking about brewing beers forever, and he really likes that hoppy stuff. And I'm like, get out of here, man!
Make me a low alcohol content.
Well, no,
afternoon beer.
That's not what I didn't say that, but anyway. Him opening this brewery, obviously I knew it was a dream of his, and I supported it and stood behind him, like, way to go, rooted for it, yada, yada, yada. Then I came here and actually drank the beer. Yeah. And it's not, well, there is that hoppy stuff. You can get it if you want it. But there's also the stuff that I like.
Yeah.
And the stuff that, like, my wife doesn't drink that hoppy stuff either. And there's stuff that
Shauna
she really
doesn't
likes.
Yeah.
So it's like really a sort of craft brewery for everybody, and it's different than any other brewery I've ever been to.
They have your fruit. They have your fruity sours. They have your pale ales. The M's Day, which is what I'm drinking, that's my go-to. I love the M's Day.
Yeah.
They used to have the Deadhead Red, which was a really, really delicious red. I know they're just working on a quad Belgian, which is like.
Is that the one they've got aging in those bourbon barrels over there?
One of them, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
And they have some that are aging in bottles, but the quads are.
What time is it, Bill?
No, I was just got a text message. I was just checking it. No, we're good.
This guy's checking his watch.
No, I haven't.
He's checking his watch.
I hate to interrupt the show, but there's an emergency water leak at my place, and Sean is dealing with it. So, to let you into my personal life, apparently we had a water leak at my home. So,
of course,
but it's being handled by my very capable girlfriend, Shauna. And back to the beers. They have the burpees, which.
Oh yeah, I resodded my yard yesterday, and I drank burpees the entire time.
It's a great day beer.
They go perfectly with
resodding your yard.
With resodding and laying down sod and burpee go perfect together. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
but it's the truth.
It's a Japanese lager.
Japanese lager. It
kind of
really,
like
really good.
Like a Asahi but it's really it's light. It's low alcohol content. You can drink it. You can drink 3 or 4 of them and feel like you're still normal.
That's the cool thing about this place, man.
Yeah,
is it's not a sort of beer snob joint.
Right, exactly.
You can get that stuff if you want it.
Sure.
And it's really good. I imagine. I haven't had it because I don't like it. But it's got also the beers that you can drink.
Yeah.
Like all day long.
So
and
and it's family friendly.
Family
you can bring
friendly,
your kids. You
dog
can roll the
friendly.
stroller in. Dog friendly. Bring the dogs. So Project Barley Brewing Company down here in Lomita. Check it out. Like if you're not local, obviously there's no easy way to get stuff. But if you are local, if you live in LA or LA South Bay, Long Beach area, you're not too far. It's right on PCH. Come
Can't
down
miss
and
it.
come check the place out. Obviously, they're not open right now because all bars, which they're not a bar, and we're still arguing that fact. But they're not. They are open for takeout, and you can come and get a 4-pack.
I will be taking out several
I
beers
will
when I leave.
take multiples with me as well. I know Nate's a big fan. He messaged yesterday or earlier today that he was drinking the Neverland IPA,
Oh, did he?
which I'm not an IPA guy, but Neverland's not bad.
Neverland is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not an IPA guy, so
It's pretty good.
whatever you're into, they got it, and they're good people. And if you scan that PayPal or Venmo QR code on your screen, you will donate a portion of that to the brewery to help keep those guys going. So please give liberally. This machine kills fascists. That's a Woody Guthrie thing.
It's an homage to Woody Guthrie. Yeah, he had the exact same thing on his guitar.
I grew up very close to where he used to do his little Summerfest thing
In New
in
York?
New York. Yeah.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, the Hudson Valley. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. I love Woody Guthrie. Do you know Woody Guthrie songs?
Yeah, I do know. I know a few. I know a bunch that I would need the words for, but I know one that I don't need the words for.
Which is?
Going down the road feeling bad.
Oh, I didn't know that's a Woody Guthrie song.
How you learn something new every
Are
day,
you
don't
kidding
you?
me?
Yeah,
So for the deadheads who didn't know that, you want to play it?
sure.
All right, let's do that.
Going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad, bad, bad. Ain't gonna be treated this way. Going where the water tastes like wine. Going where the water tastes like wine. Going where the water tastes like wine, wine, wine. Ain't gonna be treated this way. Going where the climate suits my clothes. Going where the climate suits my clothes. Going where the climate suits my clothes. Oh yes it does. Ain't gonna be treated this way. Going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad, bad, bad. Ain't gonna be treated this way. These $2 shoes hurt my feet. These $2 shoes hurt my feet. These $2 shoes, they hurt my feet, oh Lord, they do. Ain't gonna be treated this way. It takes a $10 shoe to fit my feet. $10 shoe to fit my feet. It takes a $10 shoe to fit my feet, oh Lord. Ain't gonna be treated this way. And I'm going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad, bad, bad. Ain't gonna be treated this way. And I'm going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad, bad, bad. Ain't gonna be treated this way.
I had no idea that was a Woody Guthrie.
That's
song.
a Woody tune, man.
And the Dead never did those the shoe lyrics that I'm aware of.
I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they did.
You know, in my deep knowledge of the Grateful Dead for the last years, I'm not aware of that. But Jerry might have done it when it's solo, but I'm not sure Jerry ever did that. Nate would be able to tell us. Nate's the vast knowledge of.
Well, check the
Dead Lord.
comments, man.
Yeah,
You know.
Nate. None. But yeah, I had no idea that was a Woody Guthrie song.
Yep.
What do you? You know any Arlo?
No,
No.
I don't.
You follow Woody, but not the Arlo.
Well, no, I mean, I love Arlo Guthrie. My cat is named after Arlo Guthrie.
That's right. I did
Well,
know
one of
that.
them, my old cat,
Yeah,
Guthrie,
Guthrie
is no
yeah.
longer here.
Yes.
But now my wife and I have two cats, and one of them is named Arlo.
Oh, I didn't.
So
know
I
that.
kept it, the
Yeah,
same
kept
little vein.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, but Arlo Guthrie is great. I listen to Alice's Restaurant every Thanksgiving. Like
Of
it's
course,
tradition.
that's a tradition.
And there's a record that he did with Pete Seeger back in like 71 or 72. It's a live album. It's fantastic. But I'm not like a student of Arlo Guthrie's music per se. He's great. He's got a great voice.
But Woody wrote "This Land Is Your Land."
True.
And like so many great tunes from the Americana lore.
Oh yeah, he's
The
probably
history of
the
this-
world's greatest song. Well, that's saying a lot, but he's a.
Don't put that up against your boy Bob.
I know Bob. Well, Bob was a very big fan of Woody's too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean that's saying a lot. But he's one of the country's greatest ever songwriters.
Yeah, great collection of music. And anybody younger than I don't know 35 who doesn't know the catalog should dive, because it's where it came from.
Woody is one of
It's where the stuff we listen to now came
when my son was born. My wife put together a bunch of playlists, like a good night play or a bedtime playlist, and a bath time playlist or whatever. Blah blah blah.
It was
blah.
a bath time playlist.
But one of those on her phone is Woody Guthrie Radio.
Oh, right on.
And so like I hear a bunch of these. He wrote a song called "Good Night Arlo." Probably
About his
back
child.
in the 40s.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That's on there. And so every once in a while when she decides to play that, I get to hear a bunch of Woody. And it's all like Woody. He wrote like songs that would be popular with children, kids songs, and he also wrote like union busting songs, or not union busting songs, but pro union, anti union busting songs, and also like really like super communist stuff. He was
He's
a communist. So I get to hear most of the the kids stuff these days, and it's really great, like really 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 good stuff. And it's been a long time since I've listened to Woody Guthrie with any kind of regularity.
Yeah.
And so now every once in a while, at night I'll get 45 minutes worth of Woody Guthrie, and it's awesome.
Because the child's in the bath.
Because the child, and he loves Woody.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe he does.
Well, he's what, 18 months old now?
19, yeah.
19 months old.
Year and a half ish.
So he's starting to imprint on his brain.
Yeah, so we're going to drill him with the good stuff, man.
Drill him with the good stuff.
When I do bath time with him, I play him Dylan.
Of course you do.
And the new Dylan, which could be kind of scary.
Well, since we've gone into Dylan, do you want to do another Dylan tune?
You're going to get in trouble with his...
Yeah, I might. Yeah, YouTube might shut me down. Facebook won't. And it's not so much they shut me down. They give me a, hey.
and excuse me, sir.
Well, you can do another original. You want to do another original?
Sure, we'll do an original.
All
Let's
right.
do that.
Yeah, the hell with Bob Dylan.
Screw that guy.
Screw that guy. You know my Bob Dylan story. We'll get into that after you get done playing.
I'd like to hear it.
What do you got?
I don't know.
What's the... Oh, I'm trying to think.
Oh, man.
St. Augustine.
Yeah, okay, St. Augustine. This one, there is an actual story behind. This is a true story. music of the mountain still ringing in my mind. We drove 4,000 miles that summer, seems so far behind. When we set out for Virginia, it was dark on a summer's morn, and by the time the sun rose gold and glowing, we were on the road reborn. And I'll never forget those mountains again, or the weary road we traveled. Yes, I'll never forget the ocean so blue on a warm St. Augustine morn. But the days they lasted longer. For 2 weeks we were gone. We drove the mountains of Caroline and sang the island song. And we gazed upon the sunset, the streams that gently flow. Then we spent some time with a long lost friend by the boats in Shelter Cove. And I'll never forget those mountains again, or the weary road we traveled. Yes, I'll never forget the ocean so blue on a warm St. Augustine morn. Yes, I'll never forget those mountains again, or the weary road we traveled. Yes, I'll never forget the ocean so blue on a warm St. Augustine morn. On a warm St. Augustine morn. On a warm St. Augustine morn. Yeah, man.
So there's a story behind that.
Well, kinda. It's a true story. When
Is it your true story?
yes,
All right.
it's a true story that I'm not lying about. It's when I just turned 21, which was almost exactly 21 years ago.
Wow.
I went on a road trip with my buddy Dave. We left a few days after my birthday, and drove out to visit my grandparents in Virginia. And from Virginia, we went to Washington, D.C. to visit another friend of ours. And then from Washington, D.C., we drove on the Blue Ridge Highway, or Blue Ridge, what's it called?
Blue Ridge Mountains.
Blue Ridge Mountains, but there's a scenic route, the Blue Ridge Parkway. There we go.
Okay.
Blue Ridge Parkway. We took from basically Washington, D.C. down to Asheville, North Carolina. We drove the Blue Ridge Parkway down there, and then North Carolina down to South Carolina to visit my uncle, and then South Carolina down to St. Augustine, Florida, where we had some friends. There's an old fort down in St. Augustine, this Castillo de San Marcos, which is one of the oldest forts in the United States.
Right.
Because St. Augustine is one of the oldest cities in the United States.
Okay.
So anyway, we spent a few days there, and I want to say we spent 4th of July in St. Augustine, Florida. So we were sitting on this old fort that was built in like the 1600s, watching fireworks out over the Atlantic Ocean. It was very, very cool. And then anyway, we drove from St. Augustine back home to Indiana. But anyway, that's where that song came from. That song is about that particular road trip.
All right.
When we set out for Virginia, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get it.
So yeah, but you made it sound you made it sound so colonial. Like, it's like it puts you in the place of like the birth of the nation kind of.
Oh,
time,
cool.
right?
I didn't know. I
I always
think
feel
about
like
that.
it transports you back to like the 1700s.
Cool,
that song.
man.
So
Cool.
A lot of your stuff. I feel like it
Yeah,
takes
yeah,
me
yeah.
back.
Like Babylon, we could do that one later.
You can do whenever you can do right
Yeah.
now if you want. I mean, we got a half an hour.
Half an hour?
But yeah, exactly. Babylon for sure. Like a lot of the songs transport you to a different time, and whether I mean,
especially
they
Babylon.
they're written about now,
Not Babylon.
No. But
I flustered him.
they're written now about experience you had, but you transpose them on a time of yore, so to speak. Yeah, it's very cool. It's kind of that's historic. I mean, maybe I'm just in Hamilton brain. I just watched it.
Hamilton brain.
Yeah, Hamilton brain. But but I like that vibe of music that takes you to the Appalachians and the stuff that came from Ireland and came from and became bluegrass and became Americana roots.
Me too, man.
I know
on
you do.
my way here today, I was listening to the Carter Family.
You did what?
I was listening to the Carter Family.
Right. Oh, yeah.
June. Well, yeah, but Mother Maybelle and Sarah.
Which
the circle be unbroken, Clinch Mountain stuff.
Oh yeah. Which if you haven't listened to that stuff, you do look up that stuff. I mean, it's great.
Oh yeah,
it's great. I've got a lot of that in my catalog.
I just finally discovered Apple Music. Well, not discovered, but I finally
it's been there for.
I know, but I finally took the leap, right?
You finally paid for it.
So I'm paying the $10 a month.
Sure.
I did this 2 weeks ago.
And you can download any album ever.
Well, not even download. You can listen. You can just listen to anything you can think of. You can just listen to.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy it or watch it on YouTube or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Man, it's really cool.
Oh yeah. I bought Apple Music. This is probably a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. But I made the leap into Apple Music, and instantly I downloaded all of the albums that I used to own.
Wait, I have a question. Can you download them and then?
Yeah, you can put them on all your devices. Yeah,
so you can have them. You could.
Well, you can't burn them.
That's what I was going to say.
Nobody does that shit anymore.
That's what I was going to say, but then I realized that I haven't actually owned a CD in a long time. So but you can put it on your.
But you can put it on all your devices. Yeah, if they're available.
Man, that is cool.
So,
I've just been streaming it.
Oh yeah, but you can stream.
That's a box.
That's a box. You can stream them, but you can click them down from the cloud into your device, so you have them when you're not online.
Get out of town.
Oh yeah, it's you can I literally dumped. I can't even tell you how many albums of shit I used to own that I own no more, that I wish I still owned, that I didn't want to go buy another CD because nobody buys CDs anymore.
I listened to August and Everything After the other day. Counting Crows.
Yeah.
It's such a good album.
Recovering the Satellites.
Well, yeah, but
I have that.
But August and Everything After. And I put it on. I tweeted about it, and your friend Nate LaPointe was mad at me. He was mad at me. He was like, he's your friend.
I think he's your friend.
In this context, he's not mine because he doesn't like August and Everything After. And
he doesn't like that album?
No, he doesn't.
Wow. That's a great album.
Thank you.
I mean, that was their breakout album.
Well, yeah.
It's an album that everybody knows.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I know. Nate doesn't like it because he's.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Yeah. This is what Nate does.
Nate, you hear that? You've been called out. It's calling out. Calling you out. But I love it because I've been able to repopulate my music inventory with a lot of stuff that I hadn't.
I didn't know you could download. I'm gonna have to do that tonight. But I've just been streaming. It's been awesome.
if you're not online, you can still listen to it. So you can dump it into your laptop. You can dump it into your phone or whatever.
Cool.
But yeah, it's great. It's
good to know.
Yeah, I've picked up some really good I think I grabbed the entire Grateful Dead catalog. I grabbed the entire Fish catalog, which I know you don't give a shit about. I know you're not a Fish fan. Why?
Not a
Fish
Fish
what do you
guy.
have against Fish?
I don't know.
You haven't had the experience.
I've never been to a Fish show.
Yeah, we need to go. I need to drag your ass to a Fish show because
post pandemic.
Yeah, post pandemic when they get back out.
I'll go. I'd like to go
because it's well worth the price of admission. Long jams, but you like?
I don't like long jams. That's the thing, Bill.
Well,
I don't like it when the Grateful Dead goes in that
obscure
area.
lyrics.
No, I don't like it. But I will tell
weirdos?
you, I like weirdos.
I know you like weirdos.
I like weirdos. But I do own a couple Fish albums. I own on CD, I have Is Billy Breathes. That's an
Billy
album.
Breathes
Right?
is
I
an
own
album?
that album.
Yeah.
And Lawn Boy.
Lawn Boy.
Lawn Boy.
Oh, Lawn Boy's a fantastic
I own
album.
that. Well, because I used to go to Bonnaroo, and so I kind of took a dip into Fish for like a hot second.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I've never been to Bonnaroo.
Oh,
No, I know. Because like Bonnaroo was just kind of taking off when I left Indiana.
I was living in Nashville at the time,
Right.
and it was right down the street.
Oh, I know.
So like I couldn't not go.
What was the best Bonnaroo that you went to?
I went 3 years in a row. 2000. The first one was in 2002. I didn't go to that one, but I went to 2003, 2004, and 2005.
So you were there like the infancy,
very beginning. Except I didn't go
before it
first
became.
year. Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess
poppy.
Right. It was all hippie stuff, man.
Shit, yeah.
It was great, but I waited in a rainstorm, a thunderstorm, to see the Dead, like right up front, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I saw Bob there, Dylan was there, but I also saw people like Xavier Rudd.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he plays the didgeridoo. He's Australian, also guitar. Anyway, he's great. And I saw like Jillian Welch, and God, Dave Matthews and Jack Johnson. Like
I love them
the
both.
usual. But when the year that I went, what's his name? Robert Randolph played with Dave.
Oh,
it was
Boom.
unbelievable. It was
Plays a
unbelievable.
pedal steel like nobody's business.
Yeah, Bonnaroo was awesome back
Yeah.
then. Awesome.
It has turned into a little more of a pop. Like they've kind of deviated from their original.
That's what I've heard. I'm glad I don't go
Which is
anymore.
unfortunate.
I don't think I can handle it anymore. Like those festivals are a young man's game. I think.
Man, I still love them. I still, like I haven't been to High Sierra in years, but I would give anything to go to another High Sierra. High Sierra is so much fun.
I never went, man. I never went.
It's first of all, you're up at 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 feet up in the High Sierras.
Up high.
You're above Tahoe.
In the Sierras, high in the Sierras.
Yeah. You're above
That's
Tahoe.
why they call it High Sierra.
High Sierra, yeah. And it's just a great festival. It's a lot of fun. I'd give anything for even a small festival right now. But so Babylon, you want to do that?
Sure, we'll do Babylon.
We've officially chewed up 8 more minutes. Yeah. We all having a good time out there on the interwebs? You enjoying this?
This is the way I close my shows these days.
With Babylon?
With Babylon and then One More Night.
No, we're not going to. Well, we'll have room for both of those and maybe one more.
All right, cool.
So, Babylon.
While I'm singing the song, you should get me a Cerveza Lomita.
I'll get you Cerveza Lomita.
Thank you. Can you maybe give a little juice to my guitar, too? This
Yeah, I can do that.
finger picked. You out of here, Craig? Good to see you. That's my line, man. Dear lady, will you marry me? I've been away so long, sailing round the world with one hand still holding on to the memory of your gentle kiss, for the boat with billowed sail left the English harbor and caught that northern gale. Son of English immigrants, I know what sorrow brings. Now I give to you this golden banded wedding ring, found upon a Spanish galleon that had run ashore. I dropped it in my pocket, sailed to sea once more. All the way from Galveston Bay to the ports of Adelaide, sailed the world round. Now I'm homebound to you till my dying day. Born into a life of stealing, thieving on the sea, I fought against the Spanish and their mighty cavalry. Now I seek the simple life with the woman I adore. I hang up all my armor and sail to sea once more. All the way from Galveston Bay to the ports of Adelaide, I've sailed the world round. Now I'm homebound to you till my dying day. Well, I long to take my meager pay and to buy Virginia deal, to raise 9 strong children and to farm tobacco fields. And you and I, before the sun is nearly gone, retire to our quarters, love and dream of Babylon. All the way from Galveston Bay to the ports of Adelaide, sailed the world round. Now I'm homebound to you till my dying day. Yeah.
You're kidding me. I love that song.
Thanks, man.
I've always loved that song. Is there a story behind it?
No, not
no,
really.
It's just a
No, I'm not a sailor. I've never sailed a day in my life.
yeah. Well, that's what I was talking about.
What?
That's what I was talking about earlier. Like you transport us back to a time of yore, and
A time of yore. No, yeah, I wrote that when I was living in Nashville. And it started out as a song about a guy who was a witness to like a domestic dispute. Yeah, it's very strange. That's how it started, and then I very quickly realized that no, that's no good, or but I sort of stumbled into what it became. I was like, oh, that's the song right there. So I got rid of that other vein and just sort of followed this lead, and that's what it gave me.
wow. Yeah, because it definitely takes you back to like the time of the colonial times and pirates and
Yeah,
tall ships.
I'm
and,
not exactly sure where that
I
particular
don't know.
aspect of it came from
that
because
thread
I'm
is in
not.
a lot of your.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know why.
Nah, I don't know. I think you're born in the wrong time. 300 years too late.
300 years too late. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, it happens.
Yeah.
But well, we got about 15 more minutes, so I think.
What do you want to talk about, Bill?
I don't think we should talk. I think we should have some more music. I think people should be able to go out with a few more songs.
All right.
We can talk, but I think they want to
We've
hear
said
you.
everything we need to
I
say.
feel like we've said everything we need to
Look
say.
at Josh.
Josh, like, yeah.
She's like, for the love of God, stop
Shut
talking.
the hell up.
Sing something, you assholes.
Well, again, we're here at Project Barley in Lomita. Project Barley Brewery, a fantastic place to come and get your libations. They're available for takeout and not dine in or not drink in, but takeout. You can definitely come down and pick up a 4-pack.
Delivery, man. They're delivering.
Oh yeah, you're doing delivery. They're doing delivery. You're doing delivery. All right, delivery in the South Bay.
Brent Rieger himself will show up at your door.
Physically, the owner will show up in the Volkswagen in the Volkswagen bus,
Right.
delivering you beer if you live within a couple miles of here.
Yeah.
But if you live anywhere from Manhattan Beach to Long Beach, right here on PCH, it's just do it. Just buy some beer. Or if you don't want to buy beer, you can scan the QR codes on the screen. The PayPal and the Venmo. PayPal is over there. Venmo's down there. Scan them, make a donation. Proceeds will go to the brewery and help those guys out because they can't be open right now, and they need the help. That is all.
They need the help.
Yeah, we all need that. We all need the help, but these guys need to stay in business because this is a place that hosts great performances when they're open. They have live music here.
And they serve delicious beer. We don't want to lose this place, man.
No, we don't. We definitely don't. And so just if you can give, if you can't, if you don't want to just give money and you want something in return, just come down here and order a beer, order a 4-pack. If you're out of state, I don't know if they'll mail beer. They probably won't.
I don't think so.
I don't think they can. But you can buy it. But if you go to their website, which there's a link on shakedownnews.com website, you can click their link and you can order a T-shirt, you can order a hat, you can order a face mask. They got some cool face masks, and you can help that way. So in any way, we want to hear more Jay. So what do you got next? You want to do Sundown, or what's your normal? What's your normal?
We'll do Sundown.
I think we got time for 2 more.
We'll
So
do Sundown and one more night.
Sundown and one more night.
You're gonna have to turn down my guitar though. It's
Turn
hot
down
now
your
because
guitar.
we turned it up for that one.
I did. Okay. Sundown, and then we'll come back and talk for a minute, and then one more night. Again, this is the extended version of Shakedown News Live. We're here I'm here every Saturday from 3:30.
I'll come back next week, man.
Next week, there's no show, unfortunately.
Why not?
Yeah, unless I can talk Shauna into doing the show for me. I'm going to be working. God, it's so nice to hear that. I'm going to be working a show, a private party for the Great Divide, which is you can't go, so don't ask. Please don't message me.
Hey,
email
Bill,
me.
can I go?
No. Please don't message me an email. I'm working the Great Divide are playing next Saturday for a private party.
Are they going to be social distancing?
Yes, it's a private party at a home in the backyard outside, and I will be doing the lights for that show, and hopefully we will stream it. I will figure out a way to. I need my laptop to stream it to run the light show.
They don't care how the sausage is made.
No,
man.
I know, but hopefully we'll figure out a way to stream it. And nobody wants to know how the sausage is made. So next Saturday, there's no Shakedown News live show, but I may stream the show from the Great Divide show, which is a great Fish cover band.
Oh God!
I know you hate that, but anyway, Jay, play.
All right, turn down my guitar. It's real hot. Bill, it's too low. It's too low. We sit at the table with your cigarette. There's a guy at the bar, but he wants to make a bet on whether our waitress, she has a tattoo. Well, I know that there's no one here who knows it like I do. So I place a bet and win, and I gather up his shoes, and I'm walking down the road, talking them old sundown blues. Well, I go to the barber where he tries to cut my hair, and I yell out in anger, cry out, don't you dare. He said, why did you come if you didn't want it cut? But it's simple, I said, I need a place to scream and yell and cuss. And he kicked me out and yelled, don't you come back too soon. I was walking down the road, talking them old sundown blues. That old man walks his dog down by the lake. He yells, what are you looking at, for goodness sake? I said, why do you treat me the way that you do? 'Cause I don't take no shit from old guys like you. When his dog came running, it was then that I knew that now's the time to hit the road, baby, talking them sundown blues. Well, I wound up in jail with an innocent man. He had some ideas and some dirty, rotten plans. I said, why are you here? What exactly have you done? He said he smoked some grass out of a policeman's gun. And I said, you must be crazy. And he said, what's to lose when you're walking down the road talking them old sundown blues? Well, now it's growing dark and the city lights they blaze, and I duck into a shopping mall with a brand new arcade, and I wasted all my money on that useless kid stuff. So now it's time to go, time to catch my bus. But the driver said you cannot ride if your money you did lose. I was walking down the road talking them old sundown blues.
Yeah. Always a crowd favorite.
Sundown Blues. That's another one. I ripped off the melody for that one too.
From Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
It's called Bob Dylan's 115th Dream, I think. It's the one that starts out, I was riding on the Mayflower when I thought I spotted some land. I am the Captain Ahab. I have you understand. I went running to the deck. Said, boys, forget the whale. I'm going over yonder. Cut the engines, change the sail. Out on the bowline, we sang that melody like all tough sailors do when they're far away at sea. It's almost identical. That was one that I wrote back in college. In fact,
I was to say that song's been around for a minute.
Since the 60s, yeah.
No,
Sundown Blues?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wrote Sundown Blues in the 90s.
Yeah.
But even I was listening to a Dylan album a couple months ago, and that song came on, and Stacy, my wife, she's like, it sounds an awful lot like Sundown Blues. And I was like, well, yeah. And the thing is, I didn't mean to rip it off, but it just...
Well, you know, when you're writing, things imprint yourselves in the brain, and melodies kind of stick.
Yeah.
And they don't go away. Yeah. And they influence what you do.
Yeah.
You know, and songwriters are influenced by those who inspired them. So
yeah. The story behind that one is a buddy.
I'm not blaming you as a thief.
A buddy. You can call me one. That's fine. But a buddy of mine back then came up to me and said, you should write a song called Sundown Blues. And I said, okay, I'll write a song called Sundown Blues. And so I wrote a song called Sundown Blues and made up a bunch of nonsense lyrics.
Yeah, but the nonsense lyrics make sense.
In a strange way. Yeah. In a strange way.
I can picture the guy's journey through the song.
He's having a rough day.
Yes, clearly.
That guy's having a rough day.
So we're going to close this out with one more night?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. We're going to close it out with one more night, and then we'll be back to bid you all farewell. But let's get one more from Jay. Jay Constable, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back right after the song to have a conversation. So, but I wanted to thank Jay for coming on.
Thanks for having me on your show.
Oh,
man.
dude, it's been fun. It's always a pleasure. And again, Project Barley. Click scan the QR codes, donate. We're trying to help these guys out. And thanks for tuning in. And one more from Jay, and then I'll be back to close you up.
The dance hall is empty. The dancers have gone. You can still smell the whiskey and beer. The sign on the wall says closed till the fall. There'll be no more dancing around here. This town seems so empty. The streets are so cold. Although it's the 4th of July, I think it'd be best if I rolled out west and gave California a try. So I ask of you, darling, one more night. I'll hold you close till the warm sunrise. I'm going away for a long, long time. I leave with you on my mind. I dug too hard I looked too deep. There was nothing beyond what was known. So I'll take you downtown, buy you one more round, and probably sleep alone. So goodbye, so long, fare thee well. Leave with no thoughts of regret, except for that I'll never see you smile like you did on the night we met. So I ask of you, darling, one more night. I'll hold you close till the warm sunrise. I'm going away for a long, long time. I'll leave with you on my mind. The dance hall is empty and the dancers have gone. You can still smell that whiskey and beer. The sign on the wall says close till the fall. And there'll be no more dancing around here. No, there'll be no more dancing around here. No, there'll be no more dancing around here.
Yeah. I love that song. Also, I think I love all your songs.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Rumor has it there's a T-shirt that says "Close to the Fall" on it.
There used to be. My car got broken into when I lived in San Francisco, and I had a big old duffel bag full
and they
of them.
were stolen.
They're gone.
Are you kidding me?
So
If you're at a
there's a not insignificant homeless population, I'm sure, in San Francisco running around in Close to the Fall T-shirts.
I have one still.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
lost mine.
It's great. It has a sign.
Yeah,
Darren Brenner.
Darren Brenner did them.
Who does the artwork for Cubensis, did a really cool T-shirt. It looks like a sign on the wall. It's got like the little thing, and it says "Close till the fall." And I've always thought that was such a great line. The sign on the wall says "Close till the fall."
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Jay, thank you.
Of
Cheers.
course. Cheers. Ay, ay, ay. This has been a good time.
Oh, it's so much fun. Thank you guys for tuning in for the extended version of Shakedown News Live on Saturday. Again, next weekend, there will be no show because I'm working, but I might figure out a way to live stream the Great Divide show from a undisclosed location in Southern California. And then the following weekend, the 25th, I will have Nate and Craig from Cubensis talking about their upcoming Jerry Day stream, live stream with the full band. The first time they've been back since February. On August 1st. So that's where we are. And thank you all for tuning in again. Shakedown News Live, I'm here normally every Saturday from 3:30 to 4:45. And give it up for Jay Constable. Can people download your original music? Is it available anywhere?
Only the ones that I did with Barley. So any Barley album will have a couple of my tunes on it. Yeah.
Cool. So download those Barley discs on YouTube, or excuse me, iTunes,
Spotify,
all those places where you can get music. And we'll see you next time. Not next week, but I'll see you the week after. And thanks for tuning in. And bye.